Hi, I'm Willis Gordon, and I want to take a few minutes of your time to tell you some things that I know you'll find interesting. Now, I've been in service for my entire adult life, whether it's been from my first few field campaigns in 2004 to my service in the United States Navy to serving on the NAACP State Executive Committee as Veterans Affairs Chairman. Now, after years of service to other people's visions, I'm running for mayor of Canton to use my own vision and my own skills to bring about the changes that we need. Canton, you know, is the Hall of Fame city. It's the birthplace of professional football and the final resting place for the greatest players in the history of the game. Canton is still synonymous with football greatness, but what about our own? This city was once a thriving hub of industry, manufacturing, the railroad, even entertainment. But since then, things haven't been so great. Ohio workers used to have wages that were above the national average, and that's no longer the case. This city that you and I love, where I was born and raised, it's going through a tough time. For cities its size, 60,000 and above, the city of Canton ranks second in the nation in childhood poverty. Wages are down, crime is up. The median household income here is below the national average, and the cost of living is continuing to rise. We can do better than this. Canton needs and deserves a second shot at a comeback. Well, how do we do it? The first thing we need to do is get action by enacting these three things: economic revival, prioritizing public safety, and investing in our greatest resource, our people. While certain parts of the city are enjoying recent success, other places are still falling behind. A lack of opportunity, a lack of good jobs, and a lack of a government that is invested in its people's needs. We need leadership with a growth mindset, with fresh enough ideas to attract new businesses and new jobs while supporting local businesses so we can grow and thrive in the new economy. Government can't be the answer to every problem, so leaning into public-private partnerships is key to fighting poverty and getting our people into good careers with benefits and security. With all of us working together, we can take action and take advantage of the American Rescue Plan dollars that the current administration is leaving on the table, and the millions of new infrastructure dollars available to us to do some incredible things. With the American Rescue Plan funds, as well as other state and federal grants, we can build a municipal child care program that is completely funded for city employees. And for residents with a Canton City address, we can cap your costs at $10 a month. Imagine what that could do for working families who have their monthly budget eaten up by childcare. For two-child families, that's an average of over $1,700 back in your pocket every month. More two-income households, more single mothers being able to join the workforce in earnest, and more breathing room for homes where both parents work. It is a devastating blow against poverty here in Canton, and it is well within our grasp. With the infrastructure dollars, we can rebuild Canton's railroads and create public transportation. A new train that connects our city to Akron and Cleveland and allows you to get to work or play without navigating gas prices or parking. You can get to work, a show, or a game in a safe and affordable way. It's the perfect pairing to our thriving Hall of Fame project. These things also create good union jobs that grow our economy and put folks back to work right here in Canton. The projects don't all have to be huge either. We can pave, not patch our roads, so you're not hitting massive potholes on your way to work or a night out. Taking advantage of the opportunities in front of us will show everyone what good government can really do. I'm not promising perfection here, but through common sense and bold action, we can be a shining example of what is possible and to give people what we have deep down, the courage to dream again. This campaign is taking place at a fork in the road for our community. One path will lead us down the same old status quo, while the other will be a new path, where we seize new opportunities, take bold action for positive change, and realize our true potential. A more just and decent society has to protect all of the people, not just those on the fringes. We have to be invested in the economics of prosperity, lifting people out of poverty with secure jobs with a living wage, access to the same opportunities, not the same outcomes. A fair shot. Before I go, I want to tell you a story. And by the end of it, I hope you understand why this is so important to me. When I was a little boy, about 5 or 6, my mom started taking me to diners on Martin Luther King Day. Now, it's a tradition that we've had and we try to keep up to this day. But at the time, we would go in, sit at the counter, and order our lunch. Now, I didn't know, I just thought it was a day off from school. But the significance of this little ritual did not come to me until I was almost a man. And by then, it was one of the most moving things I've ever experienced. When our tradition first started, my mother was taking her son to do something that was totally illegal at her age. A simple gesture that could have resulted in violence or death where she came from. And here was this woman, my mother, born into the fire of the Jim Crow South in 1950s Harlan, Kentucky, marking the sweeping cadence of history with a simple gesture with her son. I often think about my family's history and American history as a testament to what is possible, to the indomitable will of our people. When I think about how far we've come and how much we've accomplished in what's really such a short period of time, it gives me the strength to push forward, to know that I'm standing on the shoulders of giants and that we haven't come this far to just come this far. To those who would say that there's nothing we can do, no solutions, no new ideas, no hope, we reject that notion. I don't believe in no-win scenarios. Because of the current climate and the federal dollars that are available, there are plenty of things that we can do to improve quality of life in a place like Canton. A place that's rife with opportunity, a place that needs and deserves a second chance. We have to be men and women of action in order to create a better place for our children and our children's children. It's not too hard to leave this place a little better than we found it. These things aren't impossible. They're not pipe dreams. It just takes will and vision to make our dreams a reality. Many will tell you that staying the course is the only safe option, that to rock the boat in any new direction or to invite new ideas is somehow unsafe or unwise. But the only way to have safer streets, a more robust economy, affordable childcare, public transportation, is to invite new ideas and new perspectives. Canton is a cradle of greatness, but greatness isn't something you can just claim. It's something that's earned every day through hard work and discipline. It takes vision, and most of all, the will to act. History has given us a gift here. Whatever American cities do in the next 10 years will be the structure we have for the next 2 generations. Think about the place you want your kids or your grandkids to grow up. Nobody wants to have to tell their son or daughter that they have to leave town because there's nothing for them here. Families deserve the right to put down roots and thrive where they are. There are so many things changing in our world today. But the future should not be a cause for anxiety, but rather a call to adventure, to hope, to test our limits and see how great we can truly be. Together, we can build a future that puts collaboration over constant conflict, inclusion over exclusion, and ideas over ideology. That's how this city was built, and that's how we will rebuild it anew. I hope you'll join us, and together we can make a little history.